Online classes promises flexibility, but for one KSU student, graduate rather, brought unexpected consequences. Exam software flagged her for cheating, something she says she never did. 11Alive consumer investigative reporter Liza Lucas is here with how these proctoring tools work and questions raised by the student in this particular case. Liza, what's going on here?
Good morning, Chesley. Well, the goal of software like this is to prevent and deter cheating. We're talking about academic integrity here. Now, the program actually records students during online tests and then flags movements that may look suspicious. It's then on the faculty to decide what those behaviors mean. Now, in Cassidy Janera's case, she says that KSU professors interpreted her eye movements as evidence that she was looking at materials that she wasn't supposed to be having. Here's her response.
So you got accused of cheating?
Yes, I did.
And I have to ask, did you cheat or try to cheat?
No, I did not. My actual webcam on my computer is broken, so I have an attachable one, and so it sits a little bit higher than the regular camera would, and so they accused me of looking down and to the left or to the right during the exam.
Now, Cassidy says she was given a copy of the videos and tried to appeal to the school that what was flagged was due to her camera position and an eye condition. So far, she hasn't been able to convince KSU to overturn the academic integrity violation. Now on a record, you can see some of those videos on your screen. And she's also worried about getting into physician's assistant school as a result, Chesley. But I also want to be crystal clear about our goal here as a news organization. This story is not about us deciding whether Cassidy cheated or not. It is really about raising awareness around this technology, given the popularity of online classes these days, Chesley.
Yeah, I guess it comes down to the professor or the teacher judgment call whether or not they made that. Liza, you reached out to the school. How did they respond?
Well, they didn't. We sent more than a dozen questions because, again, we were trying to understand the process, the technology, maybe the training for professors. We weren't expecting to get any specifics around Cassidy's case because privacy laws do prevent that, but none of our questions to KSU were answered. Now, I did do some research on the other side and looked into the technology, and I did learn that this particular company, they do offer training to faculty, and they are continuing to fine-tune their technology. So for instance, if you're allowing a calculator on your exam, if you're the professor and you allow that tool, you could kind of decrease the sensitivity of that AI software as a result. So there's a lot of finessing going on and upgrading of this technology. But as you mentioned, it's ultimately on the professor or whoever's proctoring the test to make that final call.
I'm sure KSU is not the only one using these tools. I know some of the other schools probably around the area are doing the same thing. Do they have those concerns as well?
Well, we definitely did confirm because we were concerned and wondering really what was the reach of such tools. And really we found that a lot of the public universities are using either the same one as KSU or a similar one. And we found as we were reaching out, think back to how this has evolved. Rewind back to the days of when online courses were just beginning to get popular, and then they were really necessary during the pandemic. It used to be that if you were proctoring the test, you had to sign on in real time to monitor students. Now we have this AI technology that kind of cuts some of that time down. They can review after the fact. And we did talk to a professor at Georgia Tech who pointed out that some of that is for the students' benefit as well, because they can go in and point out, hey, this was happening here. This was what was really occurring versus something being misinterpreted as cheating.
All right, Liza, thanks so much for that report. We'll be watching more of it to see more about it. Thanks so much. All right, if you have a tip that you want our team to investigate, all you have to do is call us at 404-873-9111 or email us at investigates@11alive.com.